Good morning on this day 3. Um, Starting out the day the same way that I have the last couple of days. So woke up, slept kind of consistently a little bit better with the previous night. Last night I did try and skip taking the oxycodone um, into the evening, largely because I was hoping for some progress on pooping. But very minimal progress there so far. But at about like 4 a.m. was feeling pretty sore, so ended up taking one to try and get a couple more hours of sleep. My phone says that I got like 4 hours of sleep. I feel like I did a little bit better than that. But I'm getting more comfortable sleeping on my back, I think. So that was good. Also, it felt good to have my foot kind of raised up in the way that it was, and it seemed like it was pretty swollen. My knee was pretty swollen last night when I went to bed. It feels like it being raised has helped with the swelling a little bit. So I guess it's looking like that now. You can see. It's looking like that now, which had my first PT today, so going to get some actual external input on what the swelling level is looking like. But yeah, so looking forward to that. Figured I would kind of talk through what the different things that I do through the day are. It might be good context. So first thing, wake up, ice my knee, basically just to try and get some initial swelling down. After doing that and kind of sleeping, it's usually pretty stiff in the morning. So the first thing that I think is helpful to do is to do one of the 5 bike sessions that I'm supposed to do today. So this thing works like basically it has a 10 minutes of passive, so it will move the pedals for me, and then a 2 minutes of active where I pedal it. Apparently, over the course of like the 6 weeks that I'm supposed to have it, it will the time will get longer. So it can, just increase that. I can set the number, like how far out the pedals go, which controls, how much movement I'm getting in my knee. So right now I have it on pedal position 3 out of 6. I got it up to 5 yesterday. That was a little uncomfortable. I haven't gotten up to 6 yet. But I mean, fairly pleased with the progress on that, at least. The like active mode, I mean, it doesn't really feel like a challenge to do active mode at all. It seems like it's really more useful just in terms of like exercising the knee and getting some good movement into it. Oh, also, it frequently asks me like if I want to change the adjustment. So in this case, I'll increase up to 4. So yeah, and I figured after I finish with this one, I'll do a quick like time-lapse video of what the kind of exercises that I do basically to correspond with this. So I do effectively 12 minutes of this, then like an additional 10 minutes or so of the other stretches, and then ice for like 13 to 15 minutes, and then kind of do that on a cycle 5 times a day at least. And then kind of in the meantime, I'm trying to like wiggle around my foot, especially for the the foot kind of like nerve stuff. Feeling a little bit discouraged this morning because I was hoping just for a miraculous, nerve thing is feeling a lot better. Hard to say if it's feeling a lot better right now than it was this time yesterday morning. I do feel like I can pick up my toes from the ground a little bit better than I could at the beginning of the day, but it's not like, or yesterday, but it's not like a crazy amount of difference. One thing that is interesting, I feel like in the night have been noticing, picking up more sensations. So not last night, but the night before, in the middle of the night, like I suddenly was able to feel like my shin against the sheets because the numbness had gone away there. And then like last night started to like randomly feel some sensation on the top of my foot a bit more clearly than the dulled before. So I'm like kind of hopeful that means that nerve healing is happening or something is changing, but don't really have context on that. Yesterday, the doctor was fairly encouraged by the progress that I had shown, and used the phrase, like maybe it'll heal itself in like 10 days, which wouldn't impact my progress for healing at all. So that, of course, gets me excited, but it just feels very abstract at the moment and kind of really just have to wait and see, which obviously gives me a lot of frustration because it doesn't really feel like there's anything that I can do to impact it, unlike just sort of like the normal stretches, which I can see what the impact of that is. But again, I have my first PT today, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And we'll see how that goes. Also, worth noting that on my original schedule, I was supposed to have the surgery on a Friday, which would have, and I wasn't planning on taking off the Monday. This would have been the Monday, and it is completely unrealistic that I would have been able to go back to work right now. It just takes so long to do all of the various exercises and stuff, and you know, while I'm lessening the amount of painkillers that I'm on, I'm still on some. So, you know, it would be pretty difficult to work today, and I would definitely be frustrated with that if I were trying to. So, yeah, that's the beginning of the day update.